All right, welcome back everybody. First, let's start with the unboxing of the final production version of the Tantive 4 service corridor. But before I do, I wanted to thank everybody who has supported us, me and my dad, over the course of the past few months in this cool little project. I mean, the support and the feedback from the community has just been tremendous, and along with some very good suggestions, I might add, make for the fact that as long as we can keep doing what we're doing, we will be doing it. And there are some very cool ideas, like a carbon freezing chamber we're going to try and do. Maybe lay a cell or the cell blocks, the corridor, you know. Bounty Hunter Row, or the Executor Bridge, or the Vader and Ben Kenobi dual background. Bunch of ideas. We're going to try and see which one are feasible and which ones aren't. But of course, if you subscribe to this YouTube channel, you will find out what will work and what won't. So thanks again, and let's dive into this. So the final production version has a few minor changes. And one of the changes is the reason for this video, along with the unboxing, because we've decided to create a setup that has a little bit more tolerance than the Death Star ones, because this stuff is going worldwide. People will have different uses for it. Some will set it up in an IKEA detolf, some won't, and it should be available for both. Also, we're dealing with metal, and different humidities, different temperatures also require some tolerances there. Finally, some other minor changes. We've made the floor panel slightly wider, so it's still usable in a detolf, but you get a little bit more real estate, and for those who don't use a detolf, that's a bonus. The other thing that you will see at the end of this video is how to use this part. You will have two of these in your box. That is new, and the reason for that is the setup with all these different plates. I mean, look at how many metal parts are there. It can be a little bit fiddly, so these are there just to make things a little bit easier to use. So let's go through what you get, and I'm not going to unwrap everything because my dad did just a great job. In the box, you will find this sheet. This there you go. This is better. This sheet denotes all the metal parts that are in your box, and so there should be 3 of part A, 3 of part B, etc., etc. Then there's the other parts, so the corrugated pipes, the gray PVC pipes, the aluminum stripper pole, all that sort of thing, all ticked off, and we will put in the last check because we had these parts made as a rush order yesterday. Which means that the people who thought I was going to ship this Friday, it will be Monday, I'm sorry, but we did want to add this just to make it a lot more convenient. Again, wait until the end of the video to see how to use these the best way. So, yeah, a box of the tanks with the thread, so you can screw them on like you saw in the other video. If you haven't seen the other video for the full installation of this kit, please check that out. So the corrugated tubing that goes on these parts, again, that is fully explained in the full assembly video. Roof panels, floor panels. My God, he did a great job unpacking. I hope I can get it back in the way he did. More floor panels. Everything is fully painted, of course. Now, you will find engraved plates and non-engraved plates. The difference being that the engraved plates go on the front of every set of 3. The A and B plates and the C and D go to the back. They are sprayed, again, to keep costs down, to show most paint around the edges. So if there's a slight bit of metal protruding through the center, That's okay, you won't be able to see that anyway. And again, if we wanted everything fully covered in several coats of paint, including that, both sides, that just drive the cost up for at least $50 per kit. So we chose not to, because nobody's going to see that once it's assembled, and everything that you will see will be painted. So below all these parts, and again, my dad did such a great job packing that I don't have the heart to take it all out, you will find 2 cardboard plates. Please be careful there, because between them you will find the 4X printed background graphic that you saw in the other assembly video, in the prototype video. So don't throw that away, because, well, that would piss us all off a little bit. So yeah, this is what's in the box, and I will explain a little bit more about the assembly tools, the 4X white combs as we call them, but on the packing sheet it's the 4X assembly tool. You'll find 2 of them, by the way. So let's move on to that part. Alright, so for the sub-assemblies of the left and right side, what are we going to call them? Well, left and right side of the corridor. Let's start with the right side, and you can do the left side yourself, because it's going to be the same. What you want for the right side is 3 of the B's, 6 of the D parts, 3 of the F parts. You'll want the K part, which is the right side because of the tanks and the stripper pole, and the I part, which can be recognized because of the set screws and the hole for the stripper pole. So here is the K part, and here is the I part, and we've upgraded this too. We've used a thicker aluminum, so you have more clamping surface for the different parts here. So usually you would screw in the tanks first, but for this explanation of the 4X assembly tools, that won't be necessary. So you'll also want the 2 assembly tools that come with your kit. You'll see there are 4 slots in 3 sets, and you'll see that there are 3 pretty close together, then a slight extra space and another slot. That means that this is the front, so you want slot, space, 3, slot, space, 3, yeah? To set this up, and these tools are there so that you have a consistent space when you add the PVC tubes. You'll also need 4 of those, by the way. And when you're assembling everything, you've got 14 parts that all have to slot together exactly right. So that's what these things will do for you. So let's just start on the back, putting this one on the back, and you'll use whatever you're assembling it on to make sure that the plates are all aligned vertically. So you'll get one of the unengraved parts, slide that in too, and if you can look closely, you see there's a little bit of paint missing here, but like I said, you won't be able to see that, and we managed to keep the cost down significantly that way. So slide that back. Another one, slide that in as well, like that. Let's move the camera up a little bit. There you go. Now I've left the slot open with the extra space because that is for this part. Remember, before inserting this part, just look at the other video. You need to slide on the black corrugated tubes on this one before you can put it in the assembly. Again, for this instruction video, I'm not going to do that. So, moving on, like so. If you've seen my other video, you remember my dad had to help me. This time the assembly has become a solo gig. Of course, having a friend there or a partner there to help, always more fun, but you don't need to anymore. So, here we go. Now, we've got the 3 sets of 3 slid in there, so it's already looking pretty good, but now if you insert this tube, there should be some resistance because the stiffness from the assembly without using glue should come from these tubes. So it's designed so that it grabs onto the tube, which means this will slide a lot of different directions, and that is why you have the second tool. And again, I should put it in correctly. This will work to make sure the front end doesn't slip and slide. So just slide the tubing like that, like that. There you go. So, get the second one. Every now and then you'll find like a little barcode, so make sure that's to the back and on the back so it's invisible. Sliding it in. Second one is even easier because now everything is lined up. See? I shouldn't have said that. I should not have said that. I'm not going to edit that out, people. It's important that people see me screw up. Okay, so do the same for the top, so we can take off the top bit and put it, I don't know, somewhere around here, like that. There you go. All right, now this is the time when you want to add, hang on, we're going to move this to the back now, like so. Yeah. So it's all lined up good. You get these parts, again, yours should have the black corrugated tube on it by now. For all these parts, make sure the cutout is on top and the little tab is on the bottom. Now when you slide this in, just make sure that it lines up with the top cutout for the gray parts. That's important later on. Like so. Getting the final piece in there, just drop it down, slide it in. Okay, so now you are ready to put on the top. Again, this is the wrong plate for the right side because we need the screws, and again you want to have the tanks on here before you do this, but then just drop it down And you'll notice that the way this is designed, there's extra room at the back because you want some space between these slats and the background graphic. So it goes on like this. And if you did a good job, everything should line up and it should click into place. I did an okay job, and it clicks into place like that, adding stiffness. Now, because we've done the top, we can now release this part and use that here just to make sure that the front is spaced properly before we slide it in. Like that. That's looking good. You want everything lined up exactly. Then it should just fall into the slots for the bottom. Let's see if that's true. Kinda, but not really. Yeah. Like that. Now you remove this bit. Now, here's another important thing. Like I said, due to the tolerances with metal expanding, there is a slight wobble, and that will be different depending on where you are in the world. Like over here, the humidity is low and the temperature is low, so it's as loose as it can get, but as you can see, you can still leave it standing upright, especially when you complete the assembly. If it does wobble, all you need to do is break out one of these little blocks from your comb and slide it in between one of these slats and hide it in the back. It will be completely invisible and add enough stability. If you want to add more, you can just slide them back and forth until they snap off, or use any other means you want. But we wanted something that can be assembled and disassembled because I'm a collector and I like to change things up, and so the ability to just take it apart without stuff being glued together and having no place to put it, or maybe sell it on. I hope you don't, but that's why we chose to do this. So please accept that we did have to make some design choices. Putting these tanks here, by the way, will also greatly increase the stability. So I think that covers about everything. If you find a smarter way to do this, because I'm just making this up as I go along, please share it with the groups. But I'm quite happy how this turned out, and I cannot wait to see collections with my Death Star and other designs like this one, and to see what you guys do with it. So thanks for watching, and please keep posted for any and all upcoming things. Until next time. We're also working on the Emperor's Throne Room. This is an artist impression, but as you can see, we have the first mechanical sketches. One of the things we're trying to work out is whether or not we can get that inner circle recessed into that outer circle. Here you see the prototype of the chair that comes with the deluxe version. You can also order the Emperor's Throne Room diorama without the chair if you already have the Sideshow one. I'll put a video up when we have some more news. Here you see the parts, or some of the parts we're making for the Leia service corridor, so things are moving along nicely. I mean, look at that, and a lot of tubing also ready for paint. Here are the other dioramas currently for sale, even though the Death Star ones are almost sold out, and we are well past the halfway point for the batch of the service corridor. So if you want any of those, you'd better let me know sooner rather than later. Just fair warning, because everything is limited edition, and once it's gone, it's gone. Anyway, a big thank you from me and my dad for the support. As I've said before, as long as it's fun, we'll keep doing this, and we're still having fun in our evenings and weekends and hanging out together as well. So thanks again. Please comment, share, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.